I thought I was doing everything right. Sweating, dying on the treadmill. 30 minutes, sometimes 40. Heart pounding, hoodie soaked, playlist screaming motivation in my ears. And yet, nothing changed. Same belly, same soft face in the mirror, same exhaustion. That's the moment it hit me. Not during the workout, not during the cheat meal. It hit me when I walked up the stairs to my apartment and felt winded. How can someone who works out feel this tired? Here's the uncomfortable truth most people don't hear. Fat loss doesn't depend on how hard you suffer for 1 hour. It depends on what your body does in 24 hours. That's it. You can torch 400 calories in a workout and unconsciously erase it with one late-night snack while scrolling TikTok because you earned it.
But this is where most people mess it up. They think exercise is the main character. It's not. Your body burns calories in 3 ways every day. First, just staying alive, your heart beating, your brain thinking, your organs working. Second, moving, walking, fidgeting, pacing during a phone call. Third, maintaining muscle. And here's the crazy part. That first category, just existing, that's the biggest one. Which means if your sleep is trash, your stress is high, you barely move outside the gym, and you're glued to your phone for 6 hours a day, your hard workout is a tiny drop in a huge bucket. I learned this the hard way during exam season. 4 hours of sleep, 2 coffees before noon, gym at night because I felt guilty, then binge eating cereal at 1 a.m.
Because I was so hungry. I wasn't lazy. I was exhausted. And exhaustion hides itself well. You think you're fine. You think you're disciplined. You think you just need to push harder. But pushing harder isn't the answer. Understanding energy is. Because cardio, weight training, and HIIT, they all burn calories, but they burn them differently. And if you choose the wrong one for your lifestyle, you'll feel like you're working hard forever and staying the same. So the real question isn't which workout burns the most fat, it's which one actually changes your 24-hour energy burn. That's where this gets interesting. Let's talk about cardio first, because it feels like fat loss. You run, you cycle, you climb stairs until your legs shake. Your watch tells you 500 calories burned, and suddenly you feel like a warrior. And don't get me wrong, cardio works. During the session. That's the key word. During. If you jog for 30 minutes, you burn calories in that window. Your heart rate goes up, your body taps into stored energy. You feel accomplished. But here's what nobody tells you. Once you stop, the burn mostly stops. Your metabolism doesn't magically stay elevated for hours just because you sweated. The effect is short-lived. And this is where most people quietly sabotage themselves. They do intense cardio, then sit the rest of the day. Class, desk, car, couch, phone. 10,000 steps? Maybe not even close. So the 400 calories you burned? It becomes a small blip compared to the 10+ hours of low movement. I used to do this. 40 minutes on the treadmill. Then I justify lying in bed all evening because I trained hard today. But the body adapts. The more you repeat the same cardio, the more efficient your body becomes. Which sounds good. It's not. Efficiency means your body burns fewer calories doing the same workout over time. So that 400 calories, it becomes 350, then 300. And if your sleep is low and stress is high, your body gets even better at conserving energy. It's survival mode, which is why some people feel like they're running, and not going anywhere. Now, here's the part most people ignore. Cardio is amazing for heart health. It improves mood. It lowers stress. It helps you think clearer. If you've ever gone for a walk after a bad day and felt better, you know this.
But fat loss? It's not just about burning calories in a session. It's about how your body burns energy when you're not exercising. And this is where weight training starts to change the game. Because muscle doesn't just burn calories when you're sweating, it burns them when you're sleeping. And that shift? That's subtle at first, but powerful long-term. And most people overlook it completely. I used to avoid weights, not because I hated them, because they didn't feel dramatic enough. No dripping sweat, no collapsing on the floor, just controlled reps, rest, repeat. It didn't feel like fat melting. But this is where everything flipped for me. Muscle is expensive, not in the mirror, in energy. Your body has to feed it, maintain it, repair it, even when you're doing nothing. That's the part nobody celebrates. When you lift weights, you don't just burn calories during the session. You create tiny tears in muscle tissue. Your body spends the next 24 to 48 hours repairing that tissue. Repairing requires energy. Energy means calories. So while cardio burns mostly in the moment, weight training shifts your baseline. Slowly, quietly, powerfully. And here's something most people don't realize. Two people can weigh the same. One has more muscle, one has more fat. The muscular person almost always burns more calories just existing, watching Netflix, sleeping, studying. That difference compounds over months. Now, let's talk reality. If you're sleep-deprived, stressed, and living on instant noodles during exam week, your body won't prioritize muscle repair. It prioritizes survival. Heart, brain, organs. Muscle? Optional. That's why lifting while sleeping 5 hours a night feels pointless. You're building a house without bricks. But when you pair weights with decent sleep, enough protein, and basic food, not perfect diet, just decent, something shifts. You feel stronger. Your posture improves. Your confidence changes. You stop feeling skinny fat or soft. And here's the invisible win. You move more. When you feel stronger, you naturally walk more, fidget more, carry things easier. Your daily energy expenditure goes up without you noticing. But this is where people mess it up. They think lifting alone is enough. They ignore conditioning. They ignore heart health. And they ignore intensity. Which brings us to HIIT. Because HIIT does something neither steady cardio nor traditional lifting fully does. It shocks the system. And that shock? That's where things get interesting. The first time I tried HIIT, I thought I was in shape. I was not. 20 seconds all out, 10 seconds rest. Repeat. By round 4, I was staring at the floor, questioning my life choices. HIIT feels violent, short, brutal, efficient. And here's why people love it. It creates something called the afterburn effect. You don't need the science word, just understand this. Your body doesn't calm down immediately after HIIT. Your heart rate stays elevated. Your breathing stays heavy. Your body keeps working to restore balance. That process burns extra energy after the workout ends. That's the difference. Cardio burns mostly during. Weight training shifts your baseline. HIIT spikes your system and keeps it elevated for a while after. It's like slapping your metabolism awake. But this is where most people ruin it. They treat HIIT like punishment. They do it every day, on low sleep, on low calories, with high stress. And then they wonder why they feel wired, anxious, and exhausted. HIIT is stress. Good stress in the right dose. But stress plus exams, phone addiction at 1 a.m., caffeine overload, and 5 hours of sleep? That's a nervous system meltdown. I've been there, doing burpees at night, heart racing, then lying in bed scrolling because I was too awake to sleep. That's not fat loss, that's burnout. The body adapts to repeated stress. If you blast HIIT daily, your body becomes more efficient again. Less burn, more fatigue. The magic disappears. So here's the truth nobody says clearly. HIIT is powerful, but it's a spice, not the whole meal. And if you're already overwhelmed, sometimes a walk will burn more fat long-term than another savage circuit. Because fat loss isn't about shocking your body non-stop. It's about creating a system that works even when you're tired. And that system combines all three, but in a way that actually fits real life. That's the part that changes everything.
So, cardio, weights, or HIIT? Here's the answer no one wants because it's not dramatic. All of them. But not the way fitness culture sells it. Fat loss isn't about choosing the best workout. It's about building a 24-hour system that quietly burns more energy than it stores. Cardio keeps your heart healthy and your mood stable. It helps with stress. It helps you think. A 20-minute walk after dinner can lower anxiety more than another scroll session ever will. Weights build muscle, which raises your baseline energy burn. That's long-term leverage. That's future you burning more calories without trying. HIIT spikes intensity. It keeps your body adaptable. It challenges your conditioning. It reminds your system it's alive. But here's the bigger truth. If you sleep 5 hours a night, none of this works well. If you're chronically stressed, your body clings to energy. If your diet is random, emotional, and driven by dopamine hits from ultra-processed snacks, you'll always feel like you're fighting yourself. Fat loss feels invisible at first because the body adapts slowly. You won't wake up lean next week. But you will notice this. You're less tired walking upstairs. You crave junk less often. Your posture improves. Your brain feels clearer. That's when you know the system is working. So, if you're overwhelmed, start small. Lift weights 2 or 3 times a week. Walk daily. Even 8,000 steps changes things. Add one short HIIT session once or twice a week, not daily. Sleep 7 hours when you can.
6 is better than 5. Eat protein with each meal. Not perfect, just consistent. Put your phone down 30 minutes before bed. These are tiny actions, but tiny actions compound. You don't need to destroy yourself to make fat disappear. You need to outsmart your 24-hour energy balance. Train your body, protect your sleep, lower your stress, build muscle, move daily, and, most importantly, stop thinking you're lazy. You're not lazy. You're under-recovered. Fix that, and your body starts working with you instead of against you. And when that happens, fat loss stops feeling like a fight. It starts feeling inevitable. If this helped you see things differently, don't just watch. Apply one thing today, not 10, 1. Because the people who win long-term, they don't go extreme, they go consistent. And consistency beats intensity every single time.